Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome, people, to Footy JUDGEMO. For some reason, breaking news that nobody wants to believe. Sometimes there are news out there that people just don't want to believe. Like, it is very strange world we live in that people just, they see the news, they hear the news, they just don't want to believe. Hello, everyone that is here for Footy JUDGEMO. Hello, everyone that is here waiting for the show. I'm sorry I am a little bit late. I was kind of just reading the news a little bit. I'm always happy when seeing you guys here. There's over 200 people here, and you know what to do? When you first walk in, we need to get this show to 400 likes. Again, if you're watching this now, hit that like button. If you're watching this on the replay, hit the like button first and then go and enjoy the show, of course, because we are here to talk about Manchester City and Kevin De Bruyne. Apparently, based on some sources, he agreed personal terms to move to Saudi Arabia, to Al-Ittihad, this time to join Benzema and I think N'Golo Kante, if I'm not mistaken. The thing about this is that we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the possibility of him leaving. I'm not an ITK, but we know. We report about the news. We talk about the news. We talk about how can Man City replace Kevin De Bruyne. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Leny performance yesterday, which is, I thought, I watched the first half and I thought the kid looked like he's ready. He looks like he's ready. And all agendas aside, the kid looks absolutely ready yesterday. Leny played yesterday next to Johnny Evans, ahead of Onana, and looked absolutely ready. Is that a measuring stick playing Rangers? But again, they aren't playing mugs. They were playing Rangers. And I saw that the kid looked ready. The kid looked comfortable. We'll talk about that as well. And also, there are emerging news about Adrien Rabiot contacting Arsenal, Adrian Rabiot's agent and Arsenal contacting each other to see the possibility of the French international joining Arsenal on a free. We know how Arsenal always had this connection with the French players, of course, but you know how it goes. You know, the news, maybe they're coming from his agent that wants to Harry Manchester United, because in the same time, it looks like Manchester United are having a little bit of negotiations with PSG about Manuel Ugarte. So maybe that's the news. We'll talk about that as well. And also we'll talk about a couple of other things. We'll talk about Chelsea reportedly may be preparing for one of Raheem Sterling or Noni Madueke to leave the club. And Newcastle already inquired before, and they are inquiring again, Newcastle, about Noni Madueke. The reason why, because Chelsea need to offload one of their wingers. If they are to bring in another attacker, they need to offload an attacker. And the people that actually have a market are Raheem Sterling. The problem is his wages, and Noni Madueke. We'll talk about that as well. And also Luis Diaz Price at 75 million. We'll say, does that mean Liverpool are selling him, or that is a tactics? On the side, we'll talk about that as well. But listen, before we go on, there is over 300 of you here. We need to get to 300 likes now. So stop what you're doing now. Hit that like button. You watched the show yesterday. We got to 600, 650 people watching by you liking the video. When you like the video, you actually gives the algorithms, gives YouTube an indication that this show is good. And it's just not an approval, but it pushes the video and it pushes the channel to the new audience and this and that. So hit that like button now. Let's get to 300 likes, like off the bat. The thing, and we're gonna start with one thing. Where are you tuning in from? Number one, you know where. If you're watching this on the replay, I want you to comment after the video. Where are you tuning in from first? To be honest, and I want the people in the chat. Where are you tuning in from? Of course, what is happening? Where are you guys tuning in from? Where are people tuning in from? Of course, people know that I'm Egyptian. And listen, Sharm el-Sheikh. It's impossible. Uganda, of course, Chicago, China, Australia, Nick, of course, from Australia. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Bedworth, England, of course, LFC, Aaron, of course, California, North Pole, of course, you're from Leicester, of course, Jamaica, Chad, of course, we know the Chad people, Norway, Mogadishu, come on now, Mogadishu, of course, you're from Norway. Guernsey, I don't know where is that from. I'm sorry. I don't know where that from, Guernsey. Jamaica, Ireland, Australia, of course, Jamaica again, Borno, Czech Republic. Yes, Czech Republic. I've been to Czech Republic. Jamaica, South Africa, Wakanda. Okay. Thetford, UK, England, Malta, North Korea. No one tuning in from North Korea. Nairobi, Kenya, Sweden, of course. There's Sweden. Fort Worth, Texas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nepal, Southwest England. Pluto, Jamaica, Amsterdam, of course. A9 from Earth. Nigerian. Big up the Nigerian people, of course. Mauritius. Of course, Ghana, of course. Queens, New York, of course. Sydney, Australia. Iraq, Muhammad Sabir from Iraq, from Czechia. Oh my God, this is a lot. Zimbabwe, Lagos, Nigeria, of course. Hit that like button. Nepal. People are tuning in from Nepal. Absolutely brilliant. Romania, Rhineland, of course. I think it's Germany. Greenland, of course. Big up Mo from Virginia. People skip to Malu from Virginia. Hungary, of course. India, of course, Zimbabwe, India again, Euroland, that's Sheikh Mubashir Hussein from Euroland, Jamaica, absolutely brilliant. The sun, Nigeria, India, Atlantis, not Atlantis, not Atlantis in New Jersey. Barnstaple, England, of course. Bangladesh via East London, UK, New Zealand, Oman, India and Zimbabwe, Kingston, Jamaica, the Sofa, your Sofa, of course, Wrigley, Hungary, Kosovo, a place that I want to visit one day, Manchester, John James, London is time. Nice, lovely people. UAE, actually. HUSAM from Emirates. New Delhi. Bristol, England. Absolutely fantastic. 400 people are in this. Oh man, Eritrea. Oh, that's the first time I see someone tuning in from Eritrea, people. Trinidad and Tobago, Chicago. Oh my God, Malaysia, Ghana, Ireland, Jupiter. Big up, John. Of course, Pennsylvania, Essex Town. Oh, fantastic, Paul. Absolutely brilliant. From Sudan, الأشقاء العرب. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. From Ahl Sudan, of course, Ghana, of course, Asgard. Support the channel, people. Support the channel. Philadelphia, of course. You're not from my garden because I don't have a garden. Liberia, of course, people here. Namibia, Ireland, King Von is here. Wallahi, big up people. Big up people. From West Africa. Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, of course. You don't need to tell me where Sierra Leone is. Sierra Leone. I'm Egyptian, bro. I'm Egyptian, but big up. Big up everybody that is here. Listen, 400 people here. Let's get the likes up and let's start this show, which is the news. That is absolutely, I thought it was, people spoke about it this morning. We want to touch on, I want to get what you guys think. And after the show, I want to get your comments. I want to get your thoughts. I want to get you, if you're going to comment on the video, let me know, of course, in the chat. You guys, we'll get your comments, support the channel, of course. Let's get to 300 likes right off the bat. As you guys said, let's get to 300 likes. We're only on 150 likes. Unacceptable. So let's get to 400 likes right off the bat. Listen, hit that like button if you're here. Big up from Saeed TV fan. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. Big up. Of course, from Saeed TV. And listen, we got to start with this male sport that is reported this morning that Kevin De Bruyne agrees personal term to join the Pro League side Al-Ittihad after the Man City star detailed the incredible money offer from Saudi Arabia. Here is the deal about this. Kevin De Bruyne was so yes, we'll talk about the Van Dijk situation, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, sending a super chat because it supports your super chats actually support the channel, keep the channel going, of course, because it supports the channel, gets you involved in the chat. Did you hear Van Dijk last night? According to reports, is telling Sandy to come and get me, but a few hours before he's signing new contract. Who's lying? I don't know, but I actually see Van Dijk leaving maybe this summer. And I'm going to explain to you, Andrew, in a bit. I'm going to explain and talk about the Liverpool situation when we speak about the Luis Diaz situation. But listen, this Kevin De Bruyne news, it's not new news though. Like people just think that we are talking about new news. We're talking about something that is new. You know what I mean? It's not new, the Kevin De Bruyne thing. It's not something that, and I just want to get your opinions. It's not something that it's discreet. It's not something that Kevin De Bruyne has been hiding before. Like Kevin De Bruyne literally said before that, yeah, I'm happy at Manchester City, and unless an incredible offer comes from Saudi Arabia. And I know that when the Saudi League are gonna come in for a Kevin De Bruyne, they're gonna come in with a good offer that he cannot is gonna be. And just people just don't want to believe it. I think some Manchester City fans don't want to believe that. Like when Kevin De Bruyne is open, the difference between Kevin De Bruyne and Mohamed Salah's situation, I want to speak about this, is Mohamed Salah last season, when he was offered a big contract, he never came publicly and said, yes, I will leave Liverpool if a big contract comes in. And that's the difference between Kevin De Bruyne's situation. And I want to hear what you guys think, because this is me thinking logically. Mohamed Salah last season, he never ruled out the move to Saudi, but he never spoke about it publicly. You know what I mean? Like he never said, yes, if the money is good from the Saudi Arabia, I will think about it. But literally, Kevin De Bruyne, in an interview that he did before the Euros, said that, yes, I am here. I'm happy at Manchester City. But if there's an offer, I literally heard it with my ears. I literally heard Kevin De Bruyne in the interview saying that, yeah, you have to consider a big offer because it's big money. It's the future for your family. He literally, word verbatim, as HUSAM said that. Literally said that in an interview. Just go and Google it if you don't believe me. Literally said that. And if literally, like word by word, he literally said that, and that's not against mention. I was someone who last season said that Liverpool should have cashed in Mohamed Salah. Liverpool fans got upset with me and they didn't like what I said. But My whole point about this is that should Manchester City sell Kevin De Bruyne if he doesn't renew his contract? That depends on the offer. From the reports and from all the rumors, these are all rumors. This is not me in the know or something. That the offer will be between 70 to 100 million euros or something like that. So between maybe 60 to 80 to 90 million pounds, because he has 1 year left at his contract. Is that enough for Manchester? If he doesn't renew the contract, will City sell him for that much money? Imagine if the offer comes in for 70 million pounds. And I want to actually talk about two angles here. Should City sell him if he doesn't renew the contract? And also the other angle is that, can Manchester City replace Kevin De Bruyne? Can Manchester City, is there a player out there, or is there a system out there that will be able to replace Kevin De Bruyne? People have to move on at some point. My point about this is that people really people still hung on a player here and there. Kevin De Bruyne is amazing and fantastic, but if Kevin De Bruyne doesn't renew the contract and he's leaving on a free next season, you have to move on. Same as the Gundogan situation. People at Manchester City and some Manchester City fans, including Hamza, if you remember, if you guys watch Al-Ahwa, big up Al-Ahwa crew, of course. I want to hear what you guys think about that in the chat. Manchester City at some time, like even throughout this season, a lot of Manchester City fans kept saying, and until this moment, kept saying, we need to replace Gundogan. We still need a Gundogan replacement. And at the end, Gundogan left. People didn't believe. People thought that Gundogan will still renew the contract, even though he said he wants to leave. Kevin De Bruyne never said he wants to go, but Kevin De Bruyne put it on the table. If there's a big offer that is here for me, I might go. Manchester City fans need to actually start thinking about life after Kevin De Bruyne. I am one of these people that actually always say that Liverpool need to think about the life after Van Dijk. Liverpool need to think about life after Mohamed Salah. The difference between Arsenal and the difference between Manchester City and Liverpool is that the prime players, the likes of Van Dijk, the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, the likes of Mohamed Salah, are in their 30s. And if Saudi Arabia come knocking on the door, right? Come knocking on the door, and Saudi Arabia come knocking on the door with a lot of money, especially for someone like Kevin De Bruyne, and he goes, what is after? What is after Kevin De Bruyne? If it was me, and I'm making the decision, and thank God I'm not making the decision for Manchester City because they will be upset if I make the decisions for them, of course, is depending on the money that comes in for Kevin De Bruyne, 70, 80 million pounds, I have Pep, at least for the season. Don't make the mistakes of not replacing the player when Pep is here. The reason why I'm saying this, Pep is someone who can literally take a player from being a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 to a 9 or a 10 out of 10. And that is what Manchester City need. Maybe Manchester City, if they're going to take the money for Kevin De Bruyne and replace him, maybe the replacement need to be found now. Who's in the market? I don't know. I'm not the scout, right? I'm not here to tell you who to sign and who not to sign. But my point about this, there has to be a plan after Kevin. Unless Kevin is going to stay for a free, Kevin is going to stay this season, and he's going to leave on a free next season, and Pep Guardiola leaves and completely change the system and change how you play, and you're going to have Foden as the centerpiece and blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to get a manager that will follow Pep, which is supposedly the Girona manager, as people said, people and Manchester City need to think about who's going to replace Kevin De Bruyne. It's very important. Will Manchester City win the league without Kevin De Bruyne next season? I'm just going to tell you this. If there is anybody that is still going to be favorites to win the league with Manchester City without Kevin De Bruyne, it is still going to be Pep Guardiola. No one else. Pep Guardiola is the key still at Manchester City. It is not Kevin De Bruyne. It is not Haaland. It is not Phil Foden, which is how genius the guy is. It's Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know who that guy you guys talk about is, to be honest with you. I haven't seen the guy. I don't know who is that person that you guys are talking. I can Google the guy. What is his name? Right? And in my opinion, if Kevin De Bruyne is to leave, there is still Manchester City will still be the #1 team in the league, still with Pep Guardiola. And German Chicken Wing here is saying, and I thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate the support for the channel. This is the narrative we want to create. We have to keep him. If we want the 5 in a row, Arsenal would have won the league without KDB playing just 4 months last season. But if there is a player, if there is a manager to actually try to find a solution to win the league, it is Pep Guardiola. As he found a solution in the midfield without Gundogan, it is Pep Guardiola. Haaland was injured for 2 months and he still won the league at the end. You can tell it's because Arsenal dropped the ball or Arsenal didn't drop the ball. But in my opinion, Pep Guardiola is the guy to develop something, to develop someone, to come up with a plan, to come up with a system, my friend, to still have Manchester City at the top. And also, I actually think still Kevin De Bruyne, with Foden, with Savio, with Doku, with Haaland, you can still play. Because I was told that Phil Foden is the guy behind Haaland. You're still going to get another midfielder to play. There is Savio, there is Grealish, there is Bruno, there is Bernardo. I'm sorry, with all sorry, there is Bernardo. I still think, in my opinion, that Manchester City still can be, without Kevin De Bruyne, the favorites to win the league. They just need to replace Kevin De Bruyne with the right player. Who is the right player? I don't know. But Manchester City can pull the rabbit out of the hat and they can get the player to actually replace Kevin De Bruyne in the middle. And I'm just going to tell you this, which is flat out what my point about this, right? Flat out about this. Exactly. Alec is right. City don't panic. You have Pep Guardiola. He can try to find a system to work without Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know who is the guy, to be honest with you. I don't know if Manchester City can go and get Wirtz this season. I can go get a Musiala or something like this. But if there is a manager to develop a system that will work without Kevin De Bruyne, right? It is Pep Guardiola. So I don't get why people are thinking that, oh my God, so what is going to happen next season when Pep Guardiola leaves? Are you just going to stop being Manchester City of Manchester City? With all due respect to everyone in the chat, right? Always like that. Always like next season. Guys, if someone writes, I'm just going to ask you guys something. If you're going to write uppercase, capital letters in the chat, it is a little bit annoying in the chat. I know you want to get your message across. There are other ways to do it. You can support the channel, send a super chat or something for your message pop up. But I think it's a little, I don't like people like every message to be uppercase. I just don't like it, in my opinion. I actually don't like to do it in other people's streams. If I'm commenting on HUSAM or Saad or Ziad or anybody, just a little bit lowercase is fine. And unless there is a big message to send, it's not great always, to be honest. And if you're doing it to just piss me off, just keep doing it. It doesn't matter, but it's up to you. So going back to the unless everyone writes caps lock, uppercase. Listen, and we have almost 600 people here, and I need now to reach 400 likes now. Hit that like button, guys. The like button, it is very important for the channel. It's very important for the stream to go to the next person. So hit that like button, people. Like, we need to get to 400 likes now. The like button is the only way this channel is going to go to the next person and the next person. If you're new to the channel, of course, subscribe to the channel. We are on the way to 23K. We're close. We're not that far. So we need your subscription. We need the like button lit. Hit the like button. If you don't know, I'm going to actually show you what the like button is. I know it's annoying for some people, but we need the like button to be a little bit hit, because otherwise we aren't actually. There you go. The like button is right there. There's 550 people here. And if you are watching us now, you need to hit the like button, close the live chat, and the like button is right here. It looks like thumbs up. Come on, hit that like button. Let's get to 300. At least first target is 300 likes. Like the button. Hit the likes button. It's not a war, it's just football. Oh, listen. This Kevin De Bruyne thing about like him leaving Manchester City, it is. I actually think if a team offers Manchester City good money, I genuinely think Manchester City will absolutely sell Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think Manchester City will let Kevin De Bruyne go on a free. Unless you guys think that Kevin De Bruyne will go on a free next season, I think if there's a good offer for Kevin De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne goes. Why not? Why not? Why not Kevin De Bruyne? Why he doesn't go? I actually think. Okay, let me just explain something about the Man City. There is Jack Grealish who can play in the middle, Rodri, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva. They have Savio now. They have Doku that is going to be his his second season. So if you think about the weapons that Man City have, and Man City aren't stopping there. You know what I mean? Man City aren't stopping there. Man City are still in the market for more players. They are still in the market for another midfielder. So that means there is Kovacic, you know what I mean? There is Matheus Nunes, there is Phil Foden, there is Bernardo Silva. I still think that Manchester City will be fine without Kevin De Bruyne. Are they gonna? They're gonna be fine. Of course, they are not gonna be the same exact strong Manchester City. This is not gonna be something that is like it. My point about this, which is very important, is that I don't think Manchester City will be the same strength. Yes, that is a fact. That is a fact that I can't just say that, oh my God, without Mohamed Salah, Liverpool will be the same. Without Kevin De Bruyne, Manchester City will be the same. But if the money's on the table and he ain't signing a new contract, I think he should go. Especially, by the way, we keep forgetting something at Manchester City. There is a player that is called Julian Alvarez that is still on the books of Manchester City. Why a lot of people keep forgetting that Julian Alvarez is still on the team? There is okay. Let's count: Haaland, Julian Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Savio, Grealish, Doku, right? These are the attackers, right? And still and Phil Foden. So they still have 7 attackers or something like that. So if Kevin De Bruyne goes, it's not that bad. I actually don't think so. I'm not thinking that way at all. If you're thinking that I'm thinking now that I want City to sell him, but I don't make the decision, my friend. I wish I can make the decision. I actually believe that the Manchester City. I like the super chat. Thank you, my friend, for the super chat from Switzerland, of course. Hopefully, I'll come to Switzerland soon. I don't. That's not my point here. My point about this is that City will be fine, and this is news that we need to talk about. That if the guy is to go, do we think Manchester City will drop to the point to be like shit without Kevin De Bruyne? I don't think so, though. I don't think so, because, and also for you to say that, aren't you the people that keep saying, aren't Manchester City fans that keep saying that Phil Foden can fill the void? This is the time where Phil Foden needs to fill the void. Do you not have faith in Phil Foden? It's very simple. Phil Foden is there. There is Haaland, there is Savio, there is Doku, there is Grealish. Again, there has to be people to actually fill in the void after Kevin De Bruyne. This is my opinion. Like there are players at Manchester City that can actually fill the void. Foden is there. Bernardo, if he leaves or not, but you need to understand that Kevin De Bruyne at some point will freaking leave the club this season or the next season. It will happen. Kevin De Bruyne will leave the club this season or next season or the season after. And also Kevin De Bruyne has slowed down a little bit. Has slowed down. And also replace it. And for the people that think For the people that think that Kevin De Bruyne can be replaced with a Verts or a Musiala, I am telling you that Kevin De Bruyne, do you know, I'm just going to tell you this and you won't believe it, right? And this is my opinion about this. Phil Foden is to be replaced by a Musiala. You will never replace Kevin De Bruyne by another Kevin De Bruyne. The only one, in my opinion, that can replace Kevin De Bruyne and play for Pep at the current moment, if I'm thinking about it straight, the only one that can replace Kevin De Bruyne now and play kind of similar to Kevin De Bruyne under Pep Guardiola, that can develop him to be another Kevin De Bruyne, is Martin Odegaard. Do you know why? And I explained that many, many times to you, and people just don't want to hear this. Jamal Musiala and Phil Foden are too direct. It's not Danny Olmo. I didn't watch enough. I'm talking about the people that I watch. It's not Danny Olmo. Phil Foden and Jamal Musiala are direct players. That means they take the ball and they look to score. They aren't looking to assist other players. Kevin De Bruyne is someone who, when he gets the ball, he raises his head and he sees the pass before the pass. He sees the final pass to the forward. He puts player on plates to score goals. That's what he does, right? He isn't Kevin De Bruyne, when he gets the ball, he isn't looking to dribble. He isn't looking to make things happen for himself. Jamal Musiala, every time you watch Jamal Musiala is more like a Foden. He's more of like, I'm picking up the ball, I am going to score. I'm going to make things happen for myself. I might pass the ball. I'm not saying that they don't pass the ball, Foden and Musiala. They aren't idiots. They are still a great and an amazing football players. But they are players that look to be direct, not assisters, not creative. Not back in the days, we used to say, and I never said that Odegaard, I never said that there's any, and I believe there is no player for the club has been at the same exact level as Kevin De Bruyne. But we remember that Kevin De Bruyne plays under Pep Guardiola, which is Pep Guardiola is someone who can get the best out of everyone. Odegaard, Masoud Ozil, Kevin De Bruyne, these guys are players that when they pick up the ball, they look to assist people. They look to assist people. Verts is kind of similar, but he isn't the same level, in my opinion. That is the difference between the Phil Foden, which is why people, when they told me before that Phil Foden is going to be replacing Kevin De Bruyne. If Phil Foden replaces Kevin De Bruyne, he replaces him in terms of maybe the contribution, but he doesn't replace him in terms of the rule at the team. I hope that people understand. Musiala is the same. Musiala score more than create chances, right? That is the difference. That is the difference between Kevin De Bruyne and everyone else. By the way, sometimes we'll have to understand that there is one of a kind of a player. Like, for example, I don't believe that there is anyone at the current moment in like alive now that plays football that are the same way of replacing Mohamed Salah at Liverpool. Does that make sense? Like, there is no one that is as good as Mohamed Salah in terms of like scoring goals and also assisting and doing the same. If you're gonna replace Kevin De Bruyne, if you're gonna replace Mohamed Salah, if you're gonna replace Van Dijk, by the way, if you're gonna replace Ederson, for example, for Manchester City, there is no like for like replacement. Like at the current moment, there is nobody that is gonna come in and fill the void right away of the Kevin De Bruyne. You need to work around it, and I don't think there is any player now in the world that is the same level as Kevin De Bruyne has been for Manchester City. The way he plays, there might be another player that play good in a different way. In a difference, big up Hafiz Habibi, salam Hafiz Habibi. But that's my point. That's what people don't understand. When I say that Kevin De Bruyne, there is no one around, and Manchester City have to work around to actually to get someone to replace Kevin De Bruyne in the system. And I'm just going to explain to you something. Sergio Busquets for Barcelona, there is no one that came in and played the same role as Sergio Busquets. You will have to, the midfielders around him have to change. For example, Rodri, for example. If Rodri is to be replaced, you will not get a player now in the world that is a like-for-like replacement for Rodri. There is none. when the player reaches that high of a level, like Rodri, like KDB, like Mohamed Salah, like Van Dijk, in my opinion, you won't find a like for like replacement. You won't find someone when you come by tomorrow and replace that player, which is the exact same thing. That won't happen. I don't believe that exists in football anymore. That is my problem. That people think, oh, we can't we can't put Kevin De Bruyne up, in my opinion. Oh wow. There is a breaking news, but anyway, it is what it is. We'll talk about it when it comes in. It's not breaking news, it's just some news. I'll put it in later. But yeah, I'll talk about it later. It's not important. My point about it, and guys, we reached over 600 people here. So we need, first of all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And by the way, I want everyone here to turn on the notification bell. Turn on the notification bell, guys. The notification bell, it is important. It actually helps the channel massively. So you get notified. And also, there is 650 people here. We actually now need 500 likes. 500 likes live on the stream, guys. Hit that like button like we did yesterday. Support the channel, guys. Hit that like button. But people just need to understand that there is, I'm talking about the type of a player. The type of a player of Odegaard is similar to KDB, which is someone who likes to get the ball and assist people, create a chance, make the through pass for the winger that will cross. KDB does that, right? Does this. So let's get the likes up, guys. 500 likes is the minimum, guys. We're slacking. We're absolutely slacking. 500 likes is the minimum. We are slacking. Hit the like button. By the way, Madison, I don't think Madison is similar, but Madison is someone like that as well. Cole Palmer is a 50-50 player. Cole Palmer is a 50-50 player, in my opinion. Cole Palmer is not like them, in my opinion. In German check wing, that is the reason why I said City should keep him and plan after. No one can replace him next season. What about the season after then, my friend? So, and I'm gonna talk to you. I want you to talk to me. What about the season after this? What about the season after this? What about when are you gonna sit down? When are Man City gonna sit down? And also, there is the money factor. I know that people think that Man City don't have problems with the money, and they don't. I don't think Man City have any problems with the money as well. I don't think Manchester City are in a state where they have to worry about every single penny. However, in the same time, I doubt that Manchester City people, the people that run Manchester City, are idiots. They are very smart people. They know how to run the club. They are financially very smart and educated. So in my opinion, I think at the end, they will look at the offer and they will see Kevin De Bruyne. Well, do you think that they're gonna, if they get offered 70 million and Kevin De Bruyne said that he wants to go, in my opinion, I genuinely think that the Manchester City people will absolutely think about selling him. AMT here is asking, if Kevin De Bruyne goes, will Arsenal have a better chance? 100%. Yes. If Kevin De Bruyne goes, yes, that makes Man City a little bit weaker. Yes, it does. But if there is Gundogan left and Manchester City looked a little bit weaker until Pep Guardiola fixed it, Manchester City fans said exactly the same AMT about Gundogan. When Gundogan left, people said that Manchester City are weaker, and they were weaker. And I kept saying it all season, right? No, they can't. 70 million will not gonna replace Kevin De Bruyne, but it's good money for someone who's 32 years old and have 1 year left if he isn't renewing. And I promise you that Liverpool, when the talk of Mohamed Salah, it looked exactly the same. Will Arsenal have a little bit of a better chance? Yes. But again, we have to remember that there is Pep Guardiola at the helm of Manchester City. That is not an easy coach to beat, guys. Everyone keeps talking, oh, when this guy leaves, how are we going to replace him? When this guy leaves, you have Pep Guardiola. I think the main worry for Manchester City next season isn't Pep Guardiola. sorry, isn't Kevin De Bruyne, isn't Bernardo Silva, isn't Haaland. The main worry next season is Pep Guardiola's decision, which is what people. I want Martin. I get what you're saying, Martin, and I get what you're saying, Martin, about City won't sell for 70 million. But I'm just being a realistic person. They want 50 million euros, but I want to be very realistic, and there is a difference. Ederson have a contract that doesn't expire next year. You have to understand this, Martin. The contract plays a big factor here. Unless you're going to tell me, and I want, okay, guys, let me just, yes or no. Everyone in the chat, there's over 600 people here. 600 people. And I just want straightforward thing, right? Should Manchester City accept the 70 million or let him go on a free next season? If Kevin, we're assuming Manchester City that Kevin De Bruyne will not, if Kevin De Bruyne renews the contract with them, there is no talk, there is no argument here. And I'm just going to tell you this. I want a yes or no question. Should Manchester, sorry, how do you put this? Should Manchester City free or 70 million? Free or just one word, 70 million or free? Which one? You let him go. People say you let him go on a free. Let him go on a free next season. Are you guys crazy? Free. Manchester City, Martin, I want your opinion, please, Martin. Would you let him go on a free or take the 70 million pounds? It's crazy that people think that, yeah, should go on a free because you think because Gundogan left on a free. Wow. 70 million pounds is a lot of money. Yes, but that's not the point. But the point about this is that, which is, I think what people fail to understand, the people that fail to understand is, by the way, comes January and he doesn't renew the contract, he is allowed to actually officially sign a contract with another club. And Ahmed, I think you're wrong, Ahmed. I think you're absolutely wrong with this question, Ahmed. I think you're absolutely wrong with this question because you're assuming that if Kevin De Bruyne goes, they won't win the league. They have no chance of winning the league. And you are telling me that if Kevin De Bruyne stay, they guarantee winning the league. Is that how you are? Is that how people think? If he goes, Manchester City, he's allowed to sign a contract, my friend. He's allowed to actually talk to other clubs, yeah. Much higher chance with KDB, yes, but I don't think that 70 million for Manchester City, maybe in this, the problem with this, and I'm just going to say this again, the same goes for Van Dijk. The same goes for Virgil van Dijk, in my opinion. If Virgil van Dijk doesn't renew the contract, does he walk for a free next season? Will they allow him to stay at the club without signing a new contract? It's just, I never said that Arsenal will win the league without Kevin De Bruyne. I said Arsenal have bigger chance a little bit, a bigger chance. I still think with Pep Guardiola there is no coach, in my opinion, that is favorites against. Yeah, but the valuation change, Martin. The valuation change based on the contract situation. Unless you, and again, Martin, unless you're telling me, Martin, that he's leaving on a free next season. Unless you're telling me that he's leaving on a free next season. Unless you know that he's going to sign a new contract. And by the way, people think, and I'm going to, again, I said that many times before, people think that the Saudis are fucking idiots. People think that the Saudi people are idiots. They're gonna offer Kevin De Bruyne the same amount of money they're gonna offer him or on a free next season, right? Or this season, as much if he goes on a free or he has a new or he has a contract with City. Saudi people will definitely, if they pay money for Manchester City, they can offer him less money. Saudi people will take him on a free next season. People think that the Saudis are idiots. The Saudis know what they are doing. I promise you, the Saudis aren't idiots. The Saudis know what they're doing. The Saudis aren't just going to splurge the cash on Kevin De Bruyne the same money. They aren't idiots. People think they are just stupid people. Wallahi, they aren't. They know what they're doing. There's a negotiation team. They know what they're doing. So my point about this, um, is very simple. Is if Kevin De Bruyne doesn't sell, if Kevin De Bruyne doesn't renew the contract, if Kevin De Bruyne does not renew the contract, and he wants to go next season or this season, and he says, okay, there is an offer on the table for me for the Saudis. Would Man City take the money, 70 million pounds for him, instead of him walking in a free next season? Or the relation between Kevin De Bruyne. Also, there is one more thing. He doesn't know if Pep is staying around. Another problem at Manchester City that people don't understand is that, and I don't think, by the way, I spoke to this about with Martin before, of course, that I actually think yeah, but Man United are idiots. So that's completely different for bidding that much money. And the player wanted Real Madrid, so that is a completely different situation. If Kevin De Bruyne wants to go, Martin, to Saudi Arabia, and he has a contract on the table, Martin, that tips the scale a little bit. I think that's what you fail to understand, Martin. A little bit. What was I saying? Yes. Kevin De Bruyne next season, yes, if he stays fit, he tips the scale in City's favor in terms of the yeah, Saudi people aren't a little bit, but yeah, but I actually think that you could have bid less than Real Madrid and you could have gotten the guy, Mustafa. Okay, so a couple of more super chats. E-Ink is saying, who else is creative for City? They say Savio's creative. And also Pep Guardiola, there is Doku is there is Grealish. That again, Grealish need to rise. People fail to actually understand that Jack Grealish need to rise again. And also, I explained this e-ink before, that there is no direct replacement for someone like Kevin De Bruyne. You won't get a like for like replacement. That is not gonna happen. It just won't. It won't happen. Like, you need to work around it. Grealish needs to rise as well in terms of creativity. Doku needs to adapt a little bit and be better. There are other players that can rise. Are they going to be direct replacement for Kevin De Bruyne? They won't, right? But you'll have to adapt. Arsenal flop again. Saliba to Madrid will be in 2025. You wish, GDJ. You wish, you hope that happens next season. You hope that this happens next season, that you get William Saliba, the Rolls Royce of defenders, right? And you hope so. Even if, do you think, if people in the chat, do we think if Arsenal don't win the league next season, Saliba goes to Real Madrid? I think the money will be too much. In my opinion. I get what you're saying, Martin, but I still think that it's money situation. It's a money. Ederson, no. Do we think, you guys think that he leaves next season? I think it's crazy to think that. It's absolutely crazy. I don't think he leaves, though. Even if Arsenal don't win the league next season, I don't think he leaves. I don't think he goes. William Saliba to Real Madrid. I just don't. And I actually don't think that Real Madrid will bid enough money for William Saliba to go. And also, so that's a good segue to the Arsenal segment of the show, which is this one. So Arsenal, there is news. Remember when I told you that Rabiot to Arsenal might be something? It might, but it actually, his agent is the one who contacted Arsenal based on this. His agent has contacted Arsenal to actually maybe see him at Arsenal next season. And again, I said that, like, maybe Rabiot is not that bad of a signing for a free. The problem is how to negotiate with him. do Arsenal have the upper hand in negotiating with him? I don't know why people think that Rabiot is a bum. I like Rabiot, to be honest. I don't think he's bad at all. I think at the end, I like this comment from Mark. The thing about it is, I think his mom does the negotiation and there is his agent as well. I don't think Rabiot is bad. The people that just say that Rabiot is bad, Rabiot is a good box-to-box midfielder. He's not bad. He's 29 years old. I think you offer him a 3-year contract, and I don't think he's bad at all. For free, I think Rabiot will add to that midfield. He's not going to start, right? He is I actually said that I think the teams that I think will need Rabiot are Arsenal and Manchester United, I think. Because I think, I don't, to be honest with you, if you have Rabiot, he can play the left 8 if you wanna put Rice as the 6 sometime. If you wanna rest Rice, I actually don't understand why people are against Rabiot at all. It's freaking free agent. You aren't paying a penny, and you're just paying that with the wages for him. And I think Arsenal, I don't know if Partey is staying. The wages is not. People think that the wages is a lot, right? Rabiot, I think all what he's gonna make about 10 million euros or something like that. 10 million euros. That is 12 million euros. That is nothing for a Premier League club. I'm just gonna do the math. Well, if he makes 10 million pounds, right? I don't know why people think that Rabiot is a bad football player, right? If he makes like 180 or 170 or 190 a week and he signed for a free, why is that a bad signing? Why is that? If Kai Havertz make that much money, why is not? Partey staying, so Rabiot can be the bench player. By the way, Jorginho might leave next season. So having Rabiot, I think, just think about it logically speaking. If Partey leaves next season, right? If Partey leaves next season, and guys, we are less than 15 likes away from 400, and I want to get to 500 likes on this show, guys. I want to get to 500 likes on this show. So hold on. He isn't a bad player. I think he is a good player, solid backup, as Kilmy says. And I think if next season, the difference is, let's imagine Arsenal sign one midfielder this season, and they keep Thomas Partey and Jorginho, Declan Rice, Odegaard. So Thomas Partey, Jorginho, Declan Rice, and Odegaard. I'm just fixing the light right here. Let me fix the light right. Here you go. Better lighting now. Much better lighting now. One of the lights was off and I need to charge it. So if Arsenal next season, if they sign one midfielder, and hear me out, Arsenal fans, if Arsenal sign one midfielder this season, right, they're gonna have Jorginho, Partey, Declan Rice, ex-midfielder, and Odegaard. Next season, 2 leave. If you have Rabiot on the books, that solves the experience and the backup problem. I don't get why this is so much. Let's read, if we can read the article together. It says that potential suitor for who recently became a free agent. The Gunners join a hot spot on the clubs, blah, blah, blah. And I think the French midfielder, I think in my opinion, I actually don't see why this can be a bad sign. Why are Arsenal fans against this signing if it's free and it's going to cost you nothing over 3 years? You don't have a lot of players, and I don't think Liverpool are part of the team as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a good option. I think it's a good option. Adrien Rabiot as a midfielder, a very good option, especially if Jorginho and Partey both leave next season. At least you have that maybe the Jorginho replacement or something already set for 2 years if he signs the 3 years, right? Like, it's not that bad at all. Like, I'm not thinking that a lot of people are, and I think it actually Arsenal should be all over this deal, in my opinion. All over this deal. I don't know why Arsenal think he's bro. I don't think Rabiot. Think about it. When people think Rabiot doesn't play, doesn't he doesn't do stinkers, bro. Rabiot. He contacted them. I don't know why people think I don't think he's that bad at all. I think he's a very, very good player. He's free. He's free. He's absolutely free. And I think also, to be honest with you, every time I watch Rabiot, he looks all right. He's not that injured. I don't think he's that injured. I didn't look at his injury records, to be honest, because Rabiot is always available to Juventus. You know what I mean? He's always available to Juventus. And I don't know why people think he's just injury prone or something like this, you know? Is he injury prone? Like, for the last 2 seasons? Bro, I think he missed like 4 games last season, and the season or 5 games. I don't think he's that bad in terms of the injury prone. Like last season before, he didn't miss a lot. I don't think it's that bad. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that bad at all. Tomiyasu's injured. This is crazy. Oh my god. Tomiyasu's injured. Are people saying? Oh, Tomiyasu's injured, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, people kept saying when Tomiyasu's bad, when Tomiyasu's bad. Oh my god. Is he really injured? I'm oh, I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, but if Tobias is injured again, no way, like, bro, the season hasn't even started, bro. He didn't even. Was he injured on the? Was he like ice skating, bro? Was he like what swimming or something, and he got injured? He's on vacation, and he injured his muscle on vacation. What was he doing on his vacation, bro? It hasn't even started. Oh my god, the season hasn't even the preseason hasn't even started yet, and the guy's already injured. The guy's already like, this is crazy. This guy Tomiyasu. The problem with this Tomiyasu deal is that a lot of Arsenal fans was saying, "Oh my god, Tomiyasu's this." Anyway, moving on from Tomiyasu. The problem is who's gonna buy Tomiyasu? As A9 is saying, he's injured, bro. Who's gonna sign him? If he's not fit, who's gonna sign? Bro, bro, if he's I'm not hating, bro. I'm laughing. Why do you think I'm hating? What do you think I'm hating? You know what the problem is? Is that I'm laughing. I'm laughing at some Arsenal fans last season. Sad. He's like, when Tomiyasu's back, will cook. When Tomiyasu's back is cook, bro. But bro, I'm not laughing at injuries, bro. He just fucking got a muscle injury. He didn't get hit by a truck, bro. Nobody punched him, bro. He's injured again. It's just the problem is Arsenal now need another guy. But anyway. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay. Can we get the likes up a little bit? But going back to Rabiot, I think Rabiot to Arsenal, it's not a bad option. I think Arsenal should be over this deal. I don't think that this is a bad option. You know what I mean? I think it is. I think Arsenal need to look at this and think that, listen, if we can get this guy, smash the likes, guys. Come on, subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. Come on, how many likes are we on? We need at least 500 likes. If we get 500 likes live on this show, guys, if we get 500 likes on this show like yesterday, I like Rabiot. Guys, we made a great deal by getting over 400 likes. We can definitely get to 500 likes. I actually think Rabiot to Arsenal makes a lot of sense. Left-footed, in the midfield, he's big, tackles, offers thing going forward. And I think if he signs for Arsenal, I think he adds to the squad. I think he adds to the squad. I swear. I don't think it's that bad at all. I think he adds to the squad. They're gonna give him like 150, 160K a week, and I think it's good. I don't know why people think it's bad. If I'm getting a player like Rabiot for a free, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all. I think it's not bad at all. Anyway, we spoke only about two subjects of the show at the current moment, right? So let me just say a couple of things before we go on to the Madueke or whatever thing. I wanted to speak a little bit about what I saw from Leny yesterday. I know people are gonna hate, haters are gonna hate. I watched the first half when Leny played next to Johnny Evans and he played ahead of Onana. Honestly speaking, he looked all right. He looked good. He didn't look scared. He didn't look like an 18 years old out of his depth. He looked good. I'm serious. I'm being very serious about this. He didn't look bad. I thought he looked confident. I thought he looked confident on the ball, Leny. I thought he looked like he is good at the ball at his feet. And it's never about the team you play. It's about your. But this is how we're judging him based on the first season. Thank you so much, Ahmed, for this. And I actually think that if Arsenal, if Man United, like I was waiting to see him yesterday. People said he's gonna make mistakes. He's gonna look like out of his depth, like an 18 years old coming from the French league. And I thought he looked all right. Like if you didn't know that this is the Leny that Man United signed, an 18 years old that played for Lille last season, you would think that this guy is a little bit someone who has been training with Man United for a couple of days, who knows the player. I thought he looked all right, and this is no hate, right? This is no hate. This is just me being objective. That Leny yesterday looked, of course, a lot of Man United fans say, "Oh my God, he looked like the real deal. He looked ready. He looked this and that." It's only a preseason, but I'm gonna judge him based on the preseason. He played the game and he looked all right. He looked like a player that is ready to maybe start some games in the Premier League. Looked like a player that is a good asset to Manchester United. Didn't look like an 18 years old. To be honest with you, didn't look like an 18 years old playing his first game, friendly or not friendly, for Manchester United. Friendly or not friendly for Manchester United. Is it going to be the same in the season? I don't know. Let me see this Tomiyasu thing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, Fabrizio tweeted about Tomiyasu. I think if you, but going back to the Leny thing, let me show you the Tomiyasu thing again. Let me show you Fabrizio tweet. This is the Fabrizio tweet. Arsenal confirm Takahiro Tomiyasu, new problem, will remain in London to receive treatment and he will not travel to pre-season tour. That's not good though. That's not a good sign for Arsenal, to be honest. Also, by the way, there is breaking news about this, that Manchester United have informed Fiorentina that will not trigger the 20 million euro buy option for Sofyan Amrabat. Told Man United remain interested in Amrabat and willing to discuss different conditions as Erik ten Hag likes him. There is also interest from other clubs. Well, again, the Fabrizio Romano thing about Tomiyasu, this is not good for Arsenal. But anyway, we spoke about it. This is the news. I'm going to go back to the Leny situation. In my opinion, a lot of people are going to try to rubbish Leny because of the price tag. A lot of people are going to try to rubbish Leny. A lot of people are going to pick on the mistakes, like they do with every player. Like they do with every player. They do that with every football player. And I think they're going to do this with the Man United fans. You got to be prepared. You have to be prepared that every single mistake that is going to happen from him is going to be magnified. People are going to put clips on Twitter. Already seen tweets about him being a bum, and already seen people preparing memes about Leny. But I'm watching this yesterday, and I thought he looked all right, to be honest with you. I thought he looked good. He looked like someone who is not, listen, when an 18 years old play the first game, they look nervous. He didn't look nervous at all. The price tag, though, that's the problem, is you can look at this transfer from two ways. The price tag, people can look at the price tag and say, you paid that much money. We are expecting a player that is ready now, that is ready to play now, that is ready to start. You paid that much money. We need to see this guy week in, week out. But you can look at it from another perspective, is that they paid for the potential. By the way, it is only 42 million pounds plus bonuses. So it's only 42 million pounds paid on 5 years with bonuses. By the way, after that is bonuses. So stop inflating freaking prices of people. Stop inflating prices for people. But I thought that to analyze the game, there is another thing that yesterday's game, and I wanted to speak about for Man United fans. Casemiro looked all right as well. Casemiro didn't look bad yesterday in the first half in terms of passing. But should you rely on Casemiro? I don't think so. Man United is still looking for another forward. Man United is still for another defensive midfielder. But again, this Leny situation is going to be the talk of the season, in my opinion, for Manchester United. It is going to be the talk of the season because every single mistake is going to be magnified. Amad Diallo looked good yesterday. Amad Diallo looked all right yesterday. But I still think that Amad Diallo, should he be the starter for Manchester United? I'm not sure, though. I'm really not sure about this. The one that I didn't like yesterday is I didn't like Sancho yesterday. He looked slow again, back to the slow Sancho. I didn't like it yesterday. I didn't like Sancho yesterday. I don't know what Man United fans thought about it. But Ahmad looked good. Ahmad looked better than Sancho yesterday, to be honest. Ahmad looked better than Sancho yesterday. There is the news about, before we go on, I wanted to speak about the Luis Diaz situation. And this is Andrew here, sent a super chat earlier. Did you hear Van Dijk last night? According to reports, telling Saudi to come and get me, but few hours before he signed a new contract. My point about this thing, Andrew, is that Liverpool are in a very tough situation. Liverpool are in a very, very tough situation because of the new manager, 1 year left at Salah, Trent, and Van Dijk. I think if the three don't sign new contracts, they might sell somebody. They might sell one of them, in my opinion. You might genuinely sell one of them. And this is what people need to understand, that there's gonna be a little bit of a change at Liverpool, in my opinion. There's gonna be a change of Liverpool, in my opinion. There must be a change at Liverpool. This Luis Diaz, by the way, knows about 75 million. Bro, this is rubbish. What Liverpool are doing, Liverpool are saying, we will sell Luis Diaz for the right amount. Come and sit at the table. There is a difference between when a club are saying, what is happening? What is happening? There is a difference, but I'm gonna tell you the difference. If Liverpool came out and said that they want to keep Luis Diaz, I would think maybe Liverpool want to keep him a little bit. But Liverpool literally said the price for Luis Diaz is 75 million. Come and get the player. I think Luis Diaz will go for like 55 plus 10 bonuses or something like this. I think if someone sits on the table with Liverpool and they actually put an offer on the table, I think they sell him. I think Liverpool will sell the guy. My point about this is that nobody will bid 55 to 60 million for him. I don't think anybody will come for Luis Diaz for 50. The problem is Liverpool PR really rubbished this player. That is the problem with Liverpool. Liverpool literally, the PR of Liverpool literally rubbished this player completely. Like they told the clubs, like the PR of Liverpool told the clubs, this guy is shit. This guy is not good. This guy is shit. And I think news like this, right, is actually a little bit trying to save the value of the player. Like Liverpool putting out that we need 75 million pound for Luis Diaz is trying to actually save the player's value. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. There is a lot of Liverpool accounts, big Liverpool YouTubers, journalists. There's a Luis Diaz who's not good last season. So why would anyone come in? That doesn't make any sense. That is the problem. Diaz was not good, and the PR didn't help him. So his value dropped significantly. And Liverpool, by putting that, they want 75 million, they actually trying to a little bit raise his price in the market. Because no one is fucking paying 75 million for this guy. Liverpool aren't gonna get 75 million for Luis Diaz. By the way, even if Saudis come in for him, they aren't offering 75 million for Luis Diaz. Are you guys mad? Are you guys mad? 75 million for Luis Diaz. I actually don't think that 70. Who's coming for 75 million for Luis Diaz? I don't think so. I don't think anybody. No one is paying, bro. No one is even paying 60 million for Luis Diaz in the current market. No one. No one is paying that much money for Luis Diaz. The PR destroyed his value. Guys, let's get to 500. We're less than 50 likes away from 500 likes. Let's get to 500 likes, people. 500 likes is the target for this show. We can get to 500 likes. Hit that like button underneath your live chat. Come on, people. I actually think that Luis Diaz at the end, if Liverpool actually want to sell, here's the problem with the Luis Diaz situation. If they sell Luis Diaz, they might get like 5 million, 50 million. Who do they go and get for 50 million? Pedro Neto, an injury-prone player to add. Pedro Neto is good if he's fit. Can Liverpool risk 50 million for Pedro Neto? I said Pedro Neto is going to be good for Arsenal if he's fit. Will Liverpool go and get a Pedro Neto after Jota? I don't think so. Mbuemo, maybe, as Jack is saying. But I feel like they are. I feel like Liverpool have standards, but the problem is that the players they have will not be sold for the money to get the same standards they have. Anthony Gordon, Newcastle aren't selling Anthony Gordon for less than 70 million pounds, bro. Newcastle aren't selling Anthony Gordon for less than 70 million pounds. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna happen, in my opinion. Let's get to 500 likes. 30 likes away from 500. In this Luis Diaz situation is a little bit sticky for Liverpool because Diaz is someone who he played very good only in the first like 6 months before he got injured, and then he got injured, and then he never came back. 75 million for this guy, I think it's absolutely never gonna come. There is nobody that will offer this amount of money for Luis Diaz. And I think Liverpool might be stuck next season with Luis Diaz if they are still hung on this price. Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunes, Jota, Gakpo, Salah is going to be the forward line. I don't think that Liverpool want to sell him. I disagree with you. I think Liverpool want to sell him. I think just the price, they are trying to a little bit raise the price of him. I think they are trying to raise his price a little bit in the market, in my opinion. And that is a massive problem for Liverpool because there is still the situation of Trent, the situation of Van Dijk. It's absolutely crazy. Last but not least is this. Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans. Would you get rid of Madueke? Would you get rid of Madueke? For how much money? How much money do we think Madueke? Good morning, Abdullah. How much money do we think Madueke is worth in this current market? 20 likes to 500 likes. Come on now. 20 likes to 500 likes. How much money do we think Madueke is worth at the current market? Honest. Honest. How much? 50 million pounds? 40 million pounds? $45. I think it's, to be honest with you, I actually just to tell you guys the news why this has emerged again, right? Why this has emerged again. Newcastle have inquired about Madueke before, right? Newcastle have inquired about Madueke before. What is happening is Chelsea are looking to sell one of Sterling, one of Madueke's. They are looking to sell these guys. And if you're looking to sell one of them, the only one that has a market at the current moment is Madueke. If you're looking to sell Madueke or Sterling, who do you think will be the guy to be sold? It's definitely going to be Madueke. No one is coming to pick up Sterling with 350k. With 350k, this is not going to happen, in my opinion. Like, I actually think that Madueke, I think number one, I think Madueke is worth between 40 and 50 million pounds in this current market. I actually think that he's not a bad player. People think that he's a bad player. I don't think he's a bad player. He just needs to improve a little bit, but I think he's a good asset, good football player. I don't dislike Madueke. I think if Madueke goes to Newcastle, he is an upgrade over Miggy Almiron. And I think in this current market, I think Madueke for 40, 50 million pounds, if they are going to sell Miggy Almiron to Saudi Arabia for like 20, no one wants Raheem Sterling, my friend. No one wants Raheem Sterling. If Newcastle get Gordon on the left, Madueke on the right, and Isak up top, I think that's not bad. I think that's very competitive, by the way. I think that it's very competitive. I think he can develop. Eddie Howe can develop him. Listen, Eddie Howe got Miggy Almiron to play well. So I actually think that Madueke, if he goes to Newcastle, he plays well. I hope that Newcastle get him, to be honest with you, because I want to see him play under Eddie Howe. I don't know why people think that Madueke is not a good player. He's not an amazing player. I think people think we are saying when we say he's good, we think he's Mohamed Salah or Bukayo Saka or Cole Palmer or this and that. He's not. I don't think he's a good football player. I don't think he's bad at all. I think he's a good football player that can add to Newcastle attack. I don't think he's that average at all. But anyway, long story short, I actually think that maybe he is, if he's on the table and Newcastle are in for him, I think that's good for him, and I think it's good for Newcastle. I like the guy. He's good. I don't think he's that amazing, but I think he can be a very, very good asset for Newcastle. In this stage for Newcastle, I think he's good with the money that they're going to spend on him. I think he's going to be a very, very good asset for Newcastle. I think so. And we're going to talk more about Newcastle when there is something concrete about Newcastle. I don't think Chelsea should sell Madueke, but if they have to sell someone, the only marketable player they have to be sold is Madueke. Because I don't think Sterling, anybody's going to pick Sterling for these wages. I don't think anybody's picking up Modric. That's the problem. That is the problem. That is the problem with it. Listen, people, we are less than 10 likes away from 500 likes. And we still have over 500 people here. So hit that like button, people, if you can, for us. Please, people, tomorrow is going to be the Rational League. Of course, a panel show tomorrow. Of course, but stay here. Don't go anywhere, guys. Let's get to 500 likes, 8 likes away. Before you leave, hit that like button now. Let's get the likes up. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed talking to you guys. I want to thank everyone that super chatted us and supported us, starting by Andrew Wright, German Chicken Wing, AMT, of course, E-Ink, and GDJ Madrid supporting us, sending super chats, getting involved in the conversation. Hit the like button before you go, guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow then, or I will see you tonight. We'll never know. We never know. We hit 500 likes. Big up to y'all. You're absolutely fantastic. Thanks for the 500 likes. We'll see you guys soon. And we are out over here, people. Thank you.